Osiyo, it's how we say hello in Cherokee. I'm your host, Jennifer Lauren, at the Sequoia School's chapel located in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, where Cherokee Nation citizen Kate Morton took voice lessons while attending Sequoia High School. Kate is a rising star in the world of opera and is now attending the Juilliard School in New York City. As she hones her craft at this prestigious academy, she carries her Cherokee roots with her, honoring the community who helped her find her voice.
Singing is a very vulnerable art, especially singing in front of your community and everybody that knows you. You always want to make them proud. I connected with so many people just through singing, just through the language.
That's great.
Okay,
That's
great.
great.
My name is Kate Morton, and I am a current Master's of Music and Vocal Arts student at the Juilliard School, and we are here today in New York City. Juilliard is a conservatory and a performing arts school that specializes in music, dance, and drama. It is located in the heart of Lincoln Center Plaza in New York City, New York. And it is one of the top music schools in the world. I get to work every day with some of the best in the business. An opera is typically a work that is entirely sung without any microphone. So an opera singer has to be very well trained in the voice to be able to sing on some of the world's largest stages over orchestras that have about 40 to 80 pieces of instruments in it. An opera itself doesn't normally have any spoken dialogue in it, so you're singing these moments called recits, which are more of like the dialogue moments, and then the arias, which are a pause in the recits, and these arias are sung as a way to express the character's emotions in that moment of time. I'm a mezzo-soprano, and I do a lot of pants roles. And so what that means is that oftentimes I'll play young men on stage. This is an early opera, so this is Cavalli's Erismena. My character he's really fun to play. He gets really frustrated with everybody, especially because they're making a lot of rash decisions in the name of love, as we all do. I grew up in Stillwell, Oklahoma. That's the heart of my community, and there's not a lot of resources nearby to pursue lessons in musical theater or opera or anything like that. And so my mom really made sure that she would drive me to Fayetteville or to Tulsa frequently so I could have the opportunity to study and do what I love. And so she really had to make the extra time to do that. And I'm really fortunate to have a mom that did that. I have a really fantastic support system.
How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Long time no see. I'm told it's 10 months
It's
or
been
so.
10 months since I last saw you.
The first time I saw Caitlin Morton was here at the chapel, Sequoia School Chapel. I didn't know what her talent was, but her grandmother said she's a very talented young lady. You hear what the voice is capable of doing, and she was just fabulous. She loves to sing, and so it just shows in the face.
I was always so shy, but whenever I met Barbara and I heard how loud she was and how she commanded a space with her presence and her voice and made sure that she was heard, I was just instantly inspired by her.
Once in a while, there will be somebody that, like Caitlin walking in and there's talent that comes from that person. It's really hard to explain, but I feel sometimes something about somebody, and that was the way with Caitlin.
I joined the Cherokee National Youth Choir, and I got my first solo, and I actually sang in front of people for the first time. We were at a little singing because the choir would go to singings. It's whenever members of the community come together and they sing praise songs and hymns. These singings are typically done in Cherokee. I was sitting in one of the pews. I had my choir book open in front of me. At some point they said, "Does anybody want to share?" And without thinking, I didn't think about it for 1 second. My hand shot up. And of course, the moment afterwards, I was like, what am I doing? But I had just memorized Amazing Grace in Cherokee. So I walked up to the podium, and I remember I kept my eyes on the floor. I held the podium as I sang. I remember my hand was shaking, and I was like, no, they can't see this. And I just closed my eyes, and I just started singing. And everybody stood up while I was singing, and I opened my eyes, and we were just all singing together in Cherokee, Amazing Grace. And then in that moment, I was just like, this is what I have to do. I connected with so many people just through singing, just through the language. And that's what I want to do every day, is connect with people and tell stories. I applied for 8 schools. During that application process, not only do you have to submit essay questions and an entire application itself, you also have to submit pre-screening videos with specific repertoire requirements for each program. And I got 8 auditions, which was very special for me. Juilliard was actually the audition that I actually felt the most nerves for, just because it's Juilliard, and deep down I knew that I really wanted it. On the requirement list, there was a choice to bring in a song of your choice. I decided to actually put Orphan Child, which is a song that I grew up singing with the choir, and I was sitting backstage, and then they just said, "Kate on standby," which means that I was going to be next. Whenever I introduced myself, I said, "I also want to let you know that I have brought in a Cherokee art song for you today, just to clarify what Orphan Child is." And I just remember feeling so excited, but also just so relaxed at the same time. And I cannot express how happy I was to have been able to sing the Cherokee language on a stage at Juilliard, where it had never been heard before.
Kate is leading the way for future Cherokee performers by doing what she's doing. She's an inspiration to these young people.
If I could see younger me, what would I tell her? And of course it changes throughout the years, but Kate, me, at my core, Caitlin, she doesn't change. She's always there. It's that spirit of a storyteller. That little kid from Stillwell, Oklahoma. That's the beautiful thing about opera singers. They can be heard. And that's the thing, you gotta be heard.